Hey, welcome everybody to our Friday stream, the Sloth Blitz challenges, 5+3. Ultra slow, just the way I like it. So guys, this was a variation on a game that I could have heard in one of my games yesterday. I knew that it was a mistake when I played it, but my opponent didn't take queen takes queen on c5. Good endgame technique shows that this exchange of queens would actually be fine for black, but I'm really surprised here, if we go forward in this game, by here, possible exchange of queens on c5, queen c5 double question mark. What I'm shocked by is not only my opponent missing this move, but lichess, not lichess, but the engine doesn't seem to be able to play king and pawn in games. It's over its horizon to calculate this king and pawn in game, and I think, like, older programs like Fritz would probably handle this rather than brute force in a different way, some sort of endgame tables or whatever, and it just doesn't have a clue what's going on in this position. I think that white is lost. The king comes up here, eats the pawn. I can't make a break on the king side fast enough, and if you turn like the stockfish on, it doesn't seem to understand that white is lost in this position. It's very, very strange. What's up, Mr. Coffee? Acerbate. I mean, this is like someone's trying to learn chess. They turn on their engine and they think, oh well, I should have drawn this endgame, but this is not. This is lost for white. It just like takes it a while to see over the horizon. Mr. Coffee, I know you're kind of interested in engines and stuff and using computers to improve, and I mean, still it's unbelievable to me that it's 2020 and the computer can't be programmed in some way to recognize that it's losing by force in this position a little bit faster than it does. Depth 22, and black still doesn't realize that the computer still doesn't realize that black's winning in this position. It's sort of unbelievable. Well, the game should go like king f7, and then I wasn't sure if f3 or king f1 here. I wasn't sure, but the longer I looked at it, the more I convinced myself that it's probably losing for white. Let's say king f1, king e6, king e2, and at some point we're going to have to move like f3. Let's say king here, king takes, and we have to play f3. We try to play g4, maybe f4, f5, but the coolest move is something like b4 takes, king takes, g4, and then the king just comes back like this. And I think it all comes down to there's just an h pawn left for black. We're not getting back in time to stop it. There's no way that white can draw this position. At the time, now it sees over the horizon, it's like plus 11 for black, but when I played the game, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's a draw or something like that, but it's just completely lost. My instinct was that it was terrible for white. I wasn't sure. I was like, what am I doing? Her king can get over there faster than I thought. But you think, okay, maybe there's a draw. No, but the engine is of like no help until, we're already like way into this endgame. So you just have to be very careful, especially for those of you who are not, over 2000, to trust the engine when you're analyzing endgames like this. Because, here we are really close to the precipice of this endgame. And the thing has no clue that, like, I'm lost. Like, it doesn't realize until, like, here, I don't know, this position. It's unbelievable. I mean, if we're trying to use this for learning the game, I mean, even after this position, it still doesn't think that black is lost. f3, and now on b4, it realizes that black is lost. I mean, white is lost. So, I don't know, I was sort of shocked by that. But anyway, what's up? We're gonna play some Sloth Blitz 5+3. If white pushes the c pawn, it doesn't make a difference, essentially. It doesn't make a difference. The king is inside the square of the pawn. This little box here. As long as the king is inside the square of that pawn, that's not going to have a dramatic effect on the position. It doesn't really matter. Of course, the king would rather be on c5, but even if you force him back, even if you were to force him back to c8 or whatever, it wouldn't dramatically alter the evaluation of the position. Here, for example, we can just give him the pawn or whatever, or just start moving our king. It doesn't really change anything. Okay, Rad the Brown challenging me 5+3. Sloth is back. Sloth speaks. William, you're very slow. You have to practice that. You sound kind of weird. Alright, I never heard of a Greek sloth. William. Hanishberger, Rad the Brown. Alright, Sloth is here. Sporting my Sloth chess. 5+3 is the way he likes it. He doesn't do 3+2. Alright, I promised the Sloth would be back today. William. You're very slow. I like my minutes with 5. Screw the increment. You know, I really don't care about the 2-second increment. It can go to hell. I just want my 5 minutes to start the game with. It doesn't matter to be 3-0 or 3-2. I just want 5 minutes to start the game. So, William Hanishberger. I lost bad time again. I was winning. Doesn't matter, man. You lose bad time again. Knight f3 is an interesting move. Why am I clueless? Always clueless. I wonder if this is bad for me. He doesn't have knight g5. Okay. Interesting. So now what do? We play c5? Can I play c5? I hate knight takes c3 in this type of structure. William. Welcome guys to the stream. We're taking 5+3 challenges. Slow Sloth Blitz. c5, knight e4, pawn e4. Looks good. I see no reason why not. Essential needs of the position. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Alright. Just develop. 3+2. What's up guys? Good morning. Don't forget Simul Sunday. 6:30 CEST on Sunday. 25 opponents. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We winning a pawn? Yeah, I don't really like grabbing material, but bishop e3 maintaining the tension. Maybe just bishop e7 developing. I like tension. Tension in the air. Another horrible result for me in the 3+2 arena yesterday. I had maiden 2 with like one opponent. Didn't see it because I was so stressed out about losing on time again. I just can't stand the 2-second increments. I guess I just need to do it more. But once a week is not enough for me to get the hang of it. We have to start playing with 2-second increments. A4 is kind of a really weird move. Don't understand what that does. There's a world of difference between 2 seconds and 3 seconds. With 3 seconds I can do anything. Go get coffee, come back, make my move, you know. With the 2 seconds, I'm just flagging automatically. Can I have like 2.5 seconds of increment, maybe? I think with 2.5 seconds, I could probably do it. Honeyschberger has a Russian flag now. I think he had an Indian flag before. Maybe it was German. I can't remember. Keeps changing countries. Alright, we got challenges from Rad the Brown, Autophagist, and Newbie111. I don't remember Newbie now. I guess we played. I don't recall though. It was a fun tournament getting beat up yesterday. I lost like 20 rating points to get further beat down by other underrated players. Time delay for the slow. I'm definitely on the short bus with the time delay. Asterbate. But it's a matter of practice. Did you guys hang out for my Blitz tournament yesterday? Asterbate, Mr. Coffee? Did you watch? I never really know if anyone's paying attention. CD4. The CDC. CD4, Bishop D4, Knight C3. Sort of like whatever I do, he can avoid like losing a piece or anything absolutely catastrophic here. It's kind of funny. The CDC. Maybe I can win a pawn. I'm really not sure what my best move is there. That was probably not it. I like the... let's see, Knight D4, Bishop H5. Yeah, this is really not convincing. My knight could get trapped on E4 now. Hard to get a legit advantage here. We've got a little something, but it's not much. I feel like I should have had better. Should've, could've, would've. Now I have to be careful that thing doesn't get trapped forever. I might have to play Knight C5. No, it has a G3 square. His knight's gonna take, presumably, and I'll have the G3 square. You saw most of the stream. Stream of torture. I lost to Pop G. He used like 13 seconds to beat me. I made a video series, a 10-part video series on the Blumenfeld, and I forgot my analysis when I played Pop G. In the Blumenfeld, played completely the wrong variation, absolutely opposite of what I recommended in my video, because I literally haven't faced this like critical gambit line ever. Like no one plays it. So when I see the position of the board, I play something completely other. That's another thing. I start doing crazy things. Doing crazy things in three minutes. Playing openings I would never play. Playing the wrong variation. Playing moves I would never play normally. So I'm sort of like panicking. I spent like, you know, I did like an hour worth of analysis on this variation in a video, and I can't even remember like the right move to start with. But at least my original analysis was good. If you want to buy my video series, I mean, I may play like trash, but if I only followed my own advice, I would probably get a decent position. I guess sort of a good thing. If I had listened to my own analysis, I probably wouldn't have lost. He used like 13 seconds for the whole game. Played nearly perfectly too. It's unbelievable. I just resized my board. I love when that happens. I know you can like lock it in. I have no idea where it was before. Does anybody know? I don't understand why he didn't berserk. Why would you play a 30-second game and not berserk? I mean, I guess he didn't expect me to play that bad. It's kind of funny, though. I don't know. Hanishberger. It's getting kind of tough for 1300. 1500. It's very strange about the phone having interference with the mic suddenly when it never used to. Can anybody understand that? In the last 2 weeks, suddenly my phone interferes with the mic, but it never used to do that. Something changed, like, with phones in the last 2 weeks. It was never an issue until it magically became one. Alright, so Hanishberger played b4. I don't like that move, because now my knight is secure. Except for the fact that I'm going to lose it. Bob, I get angry over everything. You know that. Why would I make an exception for audio problems? I have trouble controlling my emotions. Wouldn't it be strange if I didn't get angry for that? Alright, I don't know. Hanish played a great game, but he went too far with rook a3. There was a creative idea. I mean, the whole thing was kind of on a wing and a prayer for white. This is a great position. It's over. He put up such a good fight for a long time here. Alright. Yeah, I mean, seriously, until rook a3, I don't like b4, though. Let's just go from here. It's only negative 0.2, negative 0.5. What am I going to play besides knight c5? The engine says queen b6. This is better. I've really got to play that sort of move more often. I'm always like paranoid to take poisoned pawns. We got some strange challenges. Karim Baran is challenging me to 1-0. That has to be a joke. It's very funny. Prince Vasir with 3+2. Also not funny. Defeating the purpose of Sloth Blitz. Through my horrible tournament yesterday. Challenged me to 3+2. Bob, you would remember that? Really? Maybe the question should be, why would Bob remember such a thing? Catalog. Well, I only got trashed by one GM. The other one I drew from a winning position. But it's not the GMs, it's just that everybody's fast. It's not that they're that GM. There's not a lot of Grandmasters, there's just two. But they're young players and they're fast, you know. I'm like one of the oldest players in the tournament. Not about strength, but speed. So, this was actually my game with Corporal Bansay. He played the King's Indian attack too. But I don't think he's a specialist like Rad the Brown. I think he's a Grandmaster who plays all kinds of different stuff. I had a totally winning position, a really nice exchange sack against him. And that was the first game. I was totally winning. This early a4 is an unusual move that Rad the Brown plays. Almost no one does that, so it kind of throws me. They were just fast. Not very good. Did we have the exact same position the other day? No, they're good, but not a lot of grandmasters. Just 2. But I have a half out of 2 yesterday against those guys. It's the 2200 WIMs that I have trouble with, Bob. Not the grandmasters so much. Knight h4. Why can't I play g5? You can seriously play knight f5? It's not like I'm playing d4. Encouraging the trolls. It's Mr. Coffee that should be sharpening his knives. As the head moderator here, I would think. Getting ready for the slaughter. Innocent viewers. You troll the stream. Are you gonna sack a piece on g5? This is unbelievable. Some sort of coffee house sack. Takes me forever to find a good move. I'm not certain it's a good move, though. I'm not certain of anything anymore. But it's like Brad the Brown, he's 1800, he's got really unique ideas. The gossip, the chess stream and gossip news. Why don't I like f5? I just can't believe what a puddle of indecisive stupidity I degenerate into at 3+2. I was tired yesterday, though. It's not fair. Like, all these kids, they don't have jobs, they don't have to work. I mean, I used to play chess much better when I didn't have a job. It's just not fair for middle-aged people that have to work all day to compete with that sort of element. I prefer chess in the morning. A couple cups of coffee, we're good to go. Brad the Brown is drifting. Major drift. Starting to like our chances here. I don't want lichess to become commercial, though. We have to be careful. All those elements start getting involved. Fide, Peter Svidler, Magnus Carlsen, it could start to get taken over by undesirable elements. I don't mean to be antisocial, but I just want lichess to remain free and unencumbered by commercialism. It's going to be totally different when the pandemic starts to stop. Hopefully things will go back to normal. I want the real chess world back again. Alright, man. We've got absolute control of the position here. I mean, if lichess wasn't free and not commercial, it wouldn't be lichess anymore. You know, if someone bought it, like chess.com, it would just become chess.com, thus defeating the purpose. So I guess there's nothing to really fear. I think it just highlights how bad those commercial sites are, you know, how hopelessly awful they are. That a free site like lichess could be clearly better. How corrupt and awful they are. Which is why I play here in the first place. So, White's kingside somewhat denuded of protection. I just want the normal chess world back the way it was. We've got a tournament ongoing in Hungary at Lake Balaton. They tried to have a GM tournament. That didn't happen. I was invited to the IM tournament. Naj Gabor, who organizes the arena I played in last night, is playing in the IM group. He's crazy. He's like 2,500. He's at 2,500. He's putting his rating on the line against a bunch of 2,200 kids. It's just... He's got it, though. It doesn't matter. I mean, he's got the rating requirement for GM now, which I failed to do. So he's basically got nothing to worry about, I guess. He has nothing to lose anymore. What am I going to do here? I would never play in an IM group if I was 2,500, though. You'd have to pay me an awful lot of money. But he's a good guy. Alright, we're threatening bishop h3. I don't know, Red Brown, you almost have some sort of tactic there with knight takes e5. You gotta look at this. But I guess you would lose the exchange anyway. No, maybe not. Knight e5, bishop e5, rook on f to e1. Don't you win a piece back? Oh man, look at this. No. I have bishop e2. I have rook f5, which I saw. This actually saves the piece. So I don't know about your decision to play knight h4. There's even a David Navarra game up till this point. The knight h4 is the best move according to the engine. Whoa. Theoretical novelty and #1 choice of lichess. Changing its mind now to knight e3. But if you go to lichess database, turn it on, you get a million games. Watch this. Knight h4 isn't on the list. There it is. There's 2 games knight h4. Unfortunately, only rated games show up, which I think is stupid. This seems arbitrary to me, that we should just throw the casual games in the trash. Does anybody else agree with me on this? Or is that by nature what it should mean? Any opinions on whether casual games should go into the trash heap of... All my games are in the trash heap because I'm playing casual on lichess. That's a lot of interesting ideas that are getting tossed away. Very sad. It's a tragedy, actually. I don't think the rated or casual should really be a judge of whether games are worthy of theoretical importance. They should be saved in any case. Sort of stupid and arbitrary. I mean, at this point, like the lichess Opening Explorer is so many games, though. It must take up a massive amount of space. It looks like your move is actually the best move, Pretty Danger, but I don't know. I don't know, Radagast, because if G5 is a good move, then it's all for naught. You know, that's done in the King's Indian sometimes. One variation comes to mind where you provoke the opponent to weaken their king side, but I'm not sure. Very strange setup here by Black with Knight C6 in the Queen's Gambit. Generally considered not good. But I mean, that's a lot of games that I could have contributed from my streams to the lichess Opening Explorer, a lot of which are very, very good, very important ideas, new ideas, and it's all thrown away and not saved by the Opening Explorer. Sad but true. Well, maybe not thrown away. I don't know how long they're going to store these games for. Interesting question. I mean, if lichess exists for another 10 years, I guess we can always salvage them from somewhere. Imagine the space it would take up. All those millions of games. It'll be like billions of games at some point. How many games per day, Mr. Coffee, are played on lichess? Knight A5. Wow. That is a very consistent concept. A lot of games. Certainly an original opening by Autophagist. It's like a new way of playing the Queen's Gambit. Knight C6. White has only a slight advantage here. Three and 5 gigabytes worth of games available. That's a little bit. So, what's up, guys? I welcome your chess questions and other things while I have time to talk here. I think it goes without saying, for those of you who watch the stream regularly, we talk about pretty much whatever topic comes up, but when I'm not playing 3+2 arenas, I don't mind, discussing whatever chess content we can think of. If you have any questions or ideas, you're looking for advice, book recommendations, you got the International Master title the year I was born. How old am I? 21. I guess you're like 21. I was playing this one player in the arena last night. It was a WIM, and I didn't know who it was, but I think I know who she was now, without looking at the list. Good Blitz player, not really playing that much over the board. I couldn't guess who it was at the time, but in retrospect, I think I know who I was playing against. Someone who actually played over the board in Blitz. Well, autophagus play, I mean, wow. I don't know who this player is. You don't see a lot of people who are 2008 that play where they don't know the fourth move of the opening, but they can play the whole game without making a single weakness in their position. He's leaving theory on move 4, but by move 12 he hasn't created the tiniest weakness in his position. Very strange. I don't know how you could have such attention to detail and I don't know, be so compact and conservative and solid. I remember our first game. It was like a remarkable player, really. Mr. Coffee, young guy, 21. Yeah, I pay good money to be 21 again. I'm a little over 21. Not much. But I was never that fast in Blitz, like even when I was 21, for example. I mean, I've always been kind of slow with the mouse, particularly. So it's not because I'm old that I suck at 3+2. I always sucked at 5. 5-minute is good. 3-0 I used to play, but I was never very good at it. 3-2 I've never played at all. It's a strange time control. Because I sort of have like slow speed and fast speed, but this is like something in the middle. You think you have some time, but not really. Sort of deceptive. The 3-2 increment makes you think that you have time, but it's all a lie. I think that's my problem. I let my clock tick down, you know, like it's the 3-second increments, where I can live on 3-second increments. But you can't live on the 2-second increments the way you can live on 3-second increments. I'm doing that all the time, you know, relying on my ability to play with 3-second increments. But in 2-second increments, I just freak out and start losing. It's just not enough time to really think and react constructively. I just can't believe how principled autophagus is. Maybe the most principled player of all time. All my stuff is protected. That's good. We've got, thank you for the donation, Asmirs, and Astrobate earlier with 100 bits. At least we've got a target. Target to work on. See what? He's eyeing the A3 pawn. He or she. I mean, I just play. I've always played in adult tournaments. So even when I was a kid, I never played in scholastic tournaments. But there are more and more kids in in adult tournaments anymore. It's to the point where I don't think a lot of adults want to play chess anymore. The other thing is that it seems like, frankly, when I go to a tournament, there are very few adults. Only the ones that are unemployed actually play in over-the-board chess tournaments. That's not the way it was like previously. Mr. Coffee will get a kick out of what I'm saying, but man, this is over. So no, seriously, you go to an over-the-board chess tournament and there's only a few kinds of people. Children, senior citizens, and adults who are like unemployed. Those are the three groups. I mean, there used to be actual like normal sort of working middle-aged adults that played in chess tournaments, but it seems like that's a thing in the past. So nobody wants to play, you know. And countries like the United States, where all their promotion, like everything, 100%, nothing against it, but they put all their financial emphasis on attracting kids to play chess, and they've completely neglected like the adults. So, like a lot of little kids learn to play chess, then they quit, and then they never come back. There used to be a chess scene where there were people from every sort of age category playing over the board, and I think it's just completely fallen off. I don't know. I mean, I literally played in the tournament in like February here, and I was one of like two healthy working age adults, middle age, like me and this like one WIM who's not a professional player, were what I thought like the only people who actually could play in this tournament. It's crazy. Newbie, all right. Wikipoo is here. Got a couple of people from France. But I'd like to see more middle-aged people getting into over-the-board chess. They're just pensioners and a bunch of little kids. Exactly. And then people don't want to play anymore. You're like, well, did everyone get off the ship or something? I don't understand why I'm the only 40-year-old, 39-year-old person in this tournament. Okay, it's hard. Like in Europe, chess tournaments are generally still played 7 to 9 days. It's a long time to take off from work. But still, I mean, you could do it once a year, maybe twice a year. Take the weekend. We should have more weekend tournaments. In Hungary, it's not as common as in the United States to have weekend 5-round, 6-round weekend tournaments. It happens, but it's more of a cultural thing in the United States. But even there, there are hardly any adults who play, even in the weekend tournaments. I think honestly they don't want to play adults don't want to be humiliated by being beaten down by a lot of 10-year-old kids. So they get turned off by it, There's been such a promotion of scholastic chess that the adult learners are afraid to go to tournaments because they'll be castigated for losing to 9-year-old children. Really, there's nothing to be ashamed of, but it still feels like your colleagues at work are going to ask you, hey, how did that chess tournament go? Oh, I lost to an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I drew against a 7-year-old. I mean, that's basically what you're going to be telling your friends at work when you played at your first over-the-board tournament. So it's screw that, what kind of 25, 30-year-old person wants to go to a chess tournament where they're getting beaten down by 8-year-old children? I think that's why, decline in in interest in tournaments and stuff. The scholastic armies have scared off the adults. Yeah, Mr. Coffee, interesting. You see, they can make excuses for bowling, maybe with like alcoholic beverages or something being around. I don't know. Bowling is its own culture. Obviously, you know, it depends, but you could always use that as an excuse. They keep them separated. Yeah, I mean, I imagine like way back in time, if you went back to like the 60s or something. I mean, Bobby Fischer started playing when he was a teenager, preteen, I'm not sure. But it's like we win a piece here. I would think in the old days, in the 50s and 60s, it was like kind of understood that children weren't as acceptable probably in chess tournaments as they are today. I have no problem with kids playing chess. I think it's great, but I just don't want to see adults not get into it as well. Everyone should be comfortable, you know. I want other middle-aged people to play chess, not just pensioners and little children. I should start a movement. Chess for boomers. No, I'm not a boomer. That's too old. But just hypothetically. Alright, so newbie lost a piece. So is b6 is like a losing move. I missed the previous move. I should win a piece directly. Yeah. I'm so sharp tactically. Yesterday I missed a mate in 2. Alright, let's see. I just request that people have 100 games rated. Wikipedia. It's so depressing though, you know. I went to an open tournament here in Budapest in February. The thinking back on it now, there were 3 people. It was like, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 player field. I think there were 3 people who would have qualified as being like able-bodied, working age, middle-aged people. Me, the WIM, and another FIDE master who aren't like full-time chess players. So 3 players out of 60 were like able-bodied, middle-aged category people. It's hard to get 9 days off of 9 afternoons off to play chess though, if you're working a normal job. I love this like traditional kind of chess tournament, however, honestly. So black has played c6 early here. I guess I'm supposed to play just like bishop to e3. This variation is actually not that bad for black. Very solid. Traditionally considered a mistake. I think this is possibly played in Aliaki and Capablanca, but I can't remember. There was a whole bunch of games in the World Championship match between Aliaki and Capablanca, and they had a lot of games in this type of Queen's Gambit, but I can't remember if it was ever played where, you know, Capablanca didn't castle first before using this freeing maneuver. If he castles, it's definitely one of their games now. Is knight e4 a move in this position? It's an interesting concept. Avoiding exchanges. But what kind of fantasy world do people get 9 days off? Well, WJ Loof, like, you should get a vacation, right? Theoretically. You should get a couple vacation weeks, like 2 weeks vacation. I mean, I know that 2 weeks paid vacation, is that no longer a thing? Am I living in a fantasy world? Think that's dental insurance included? Do you have dental and 2 weeks paid vacation? Maybe a pension? Moonrise says accept Blazer 7's invite. You're like, challenge me to casual unlimited standard. I don't do that. Then we could theoretically play forever. That's a time control I'm not really prepared to play, to be honest, okay? Forever time control I do not do. Wikipoo, Asmir, CM Oms, and Rather Brown re-challenging. 220 hours. So what does that add up to? In terms of, see, it doesn't, how does that add up to in terms of days? 5.5 weeks. There you go. You could play in like 5 chess tournaments, WJ Loof. You're all set. Just, you know, prepare to hang out with pensioners and little kids. Don't expect to see anybody within 20 years of your own age. It's tough. I'm afraid we're gonna have to decline. Please stop forcing me. All right, that's distracting. Sorry, but you're being distracting. Bishop d3 or bishop... Asterby prefers the d3 diagonal. You know, I'm being very gentle with the timeout, as I would with you too, Bob. He's new here, you know, I'm not going to ban him, but I don't know what anybody's thinking. If you immediately get declined, so, see, he's going to be the reason why I don't want to play in chess tournaments anymore. It's not that I don't like little kids, it's just that I feel strange being the only 39-year-old person in a 100-player chess tournament or something like that. It's kind of awkward. Alright, Asterbate, your favorite maneuver? We've got the rook across. White controls the center with d4. Alistair Crowley gave up on chess and chose to associate with demons. Are you serious? He beat Blackburn? WJ Lee, for real? Where did you read that? I never heard that. I didn't even know that Crowley played chess. That's wild. Blackburn, I was thinking the other day, was probably like the greatest English chess player, right? At one point. I mean, so he's the head of Cornwall's chess team. You sure you're not secretly from the UK or something? He's just an expert on the occult. Follower of Alistair Crowley. Don't try to test W.J. Leaf's occult knowledge. So, impressive for an amateur to beat Blackburn. So, what are we doing here? But he was a master's checker player before drafts, if you prefer. Before he started chess, which is also very interesting about Blackburn. What's the plan? Oh, there was a game that Mr. Slowhand submitted to our stream yesterday. Very beautiful attack with rook e6. Reminds me a little bit of that. Well, h4 I wanna hold off on until I've got a handle on that pawn. Bob, good idea. But I want to get over there, you know, so we're not like dropping the h4 pawn in some critical variation. I probably had something better though. We are going to need to use that h pawn most likely. Oh, this is a mistake. Not a big one. Maybe Bob's right. Yeah, I gotta avoid that. I don't want to be trading queens here. Alright, I take it back. We have other ways of dealing with you. If I play knight d6, it's just such an easy solution from the sack the exchange, and then I have to win the tactical endgame. Maybe it's better not to plug the knight into d6 yet. Try to use the Bob method with h4. h4, h5. h4, h5. Pry open a diagonal. Even if I can get an h5 and take like on g6. Actually, I have queen f4 back again. Still going to be hard to break through. This player is clearly someone who's used to getting bad positions, and he's good at defense. They say that's why Karpov became such a good defender, because they didn't teach him openings. I'm going to have to cash in on this knight on the 6th pretty soon here. Before he gets in c5 or something disruptive. See how much he likes defending? That's like the WIM I lost to yesterday. She played so bad in the opening that I sort of disrespected her. But then she started playing great. And I was like, it misrepresented her true strength. Because she played the opening badly. I thought she was weak. Then she started playing really well. Today, more commonly, people play the opening well and the rest of the game badly. It's kind of unusual to see that. Ooh, that rook defends h7. I guess we should just cash in immediately. Cash in. You at f5, saving the game. I blundered. Thought about it for like a minute, and I still blundered. I mean, white's probably better, but I've thrown away most of my advantage there. It looks like. He's still defending this. Blundered. Sound like George W. Bush. He blundered. We're still not breaking through. Brutal. Finally sacked exchange, but it's too late. It is late. He missed that f5. It's a tragic mistake by me. If it had been yesterday's arena, I would have lost for sure against that crowd. He could have taken... No. I guess there was no defense. King G7. But I'm not sure that would make a difference, objectively. He's a good defender. You can tell. But just too much of a hole. Alright. Too much of a hole he dug himself into. Wikipoo Asmir Oms. I'm fully warmed up. Fully warmed up. Not sure if Wikipedia is here. Wikipedia. We're just playing something. He's actually weakest in the opening, so I'm sort of stupid to play E3. He's not weak anymore. He used to have a weakness in the opening. He's gotten better, though, to be fair. Wikipedia is getting better. He took with a knight. Whatever. It sucks. Disappointing. I was expecting pawn takes. A5, an interesting move. Can I play bishop e5? Should I play bishop e5? It's a strange move. It's kind of a strange move, isn't it? I think it's a mistake to do that. Likely. Well, the a5 is so... What is he doing over there? He's trying to stop me from playing b4? I'm not quite sure. It's like a trick to try to play a4. I bet we won't find that move in the opening explorer. Maybe. Said thank you for Ludmilla. Uh-oh, what did Ludmilla do? Did they donate something? Wait, where? I don't see anything. Oh, Ludmilla subscribed. Awesome. Ludmilla, thank you. Thanks to Oms for keeping me up to date. Ludmilla subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thanks, Ludmilla. Good to have you with us. It's male-dominated stream. I don't mean for it to be that way. We got an emote thanks to Ludmilla's gift. Ludmilla's gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Whoa. Ludmilla, that's way more than a subscription with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Starting it's a hype train. Astrobate, are you ready for the hype train? Thank you, Ludmilla, really. Really, really. GM Tranquilizer in the house. I wanted to say that I'm sorry that I missed GM Tranquilizer. He had a special stream yesterday, I think, with the great Nispianu, which was cool. I'm sorry that I missed your stream, man. I'll have to watch the replay. So, Vital Evente here. That's awesome that you had a stream with Nispianu. He's such an awesome player, kind of inspirational, and I know you guys are friends. But I love Nispianu's style. Really good player. He was a guest on Levente's stream. This is quite the incisive opening play by Wikipoo. I've never seen anything quite like this by anyone in the Hedgehog. Bishop a6. Wow. Where is this even coming from? I'm getting nervous here. A5 followed by bishop A6. This is the most creative treatment against the hedgehog I've ever seen. He's only using like 1 minute for the game. Normally I think Wikipu's strengths are in speed and practical play, but he's like got me incisively dangerous position here. Might be worse. Merci. On behalf of our French viewers, Asmirs and Wikipu, we'll say thank you in French for the gift subs from Ludmilla. So Wikipedia. You know, we're all like sweating bullets here over knight b4. I mean, can he make this sort of piece sacrifice for a couple of pawns? I was obviously concerned about it, but I figured we'll cross that bridge if we come to it. Yeah, he's going for exchanges. This is wonderful play by Black. Inspiring. Now I don't know which way to go. Rook fc8, perhaps. Counterintuitive, but I have my reasons. I don't like this a4 and possibly that being an issue later on. The a pawn hanging. We've got to keep c3 under control. But it's possible that I'm okay now. I have d4. It's almost too good to be true. It's the hedgehog, you know. Sonic the Hedgehog. There's a mosquito that got in here. I have a mosquito net. I'm going to have to murder it. Must die. I don't know if I got it. That was a very unconvincing blow. Mosquito sort of disappeared. Live mosquito murder on stream. But it didn't squish. So much for my mosquito net. Somehow it evaded capture. F4 master. F4? You guys should check out Tranquilizer. Actually, we're playing a match next Tuesday. Rapid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Multi-streamer battle on Tuesday. Rapid, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. With Tranquilizer, myself, 4 other streamers. Next Tuesday. I was born twice. That's a FIDE mistake, Bob. They get birthdays wrong all the time. It's just purely rumor that I was born in 1972. I'm just jesting with you guys. You know that. You know I'm really 39. Actually, I don't know if Levente knows my real age. We had a funny incident like last year, 2 years ago. I thought that he was closer to my age. He's a little younger. And Levente was like kind of insulted when I implied that we were around the same generation or something. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm 27. Alright. So, Wikipedia is losing a pawn. That's good. Nothing to worry about here. Knight f3. We're about to lose that nugget. Damn. Take care. WJ Lou, thanks for joining us. We got to work on the team, guys. Do you hear that? He said the tranquilizers will have no mercy. Tranquility. They promote tranquility. Tranquility and peace is your team motto. Oh my god. Just lost my pawn. That's not good. It sucks. It's clearly better, but Wikipedia is just too... He's too sneaky. Man. Rook b4. Check. Damn. I'm going to lose this on time, just like the 3-2 arena yesterday. That was a weird blunder from my opponent, though. Panicking. Like the true panic master. Me. At 3-2, I would be dead now. That was a good move. He missed knight c7. White is still better. Good defense. We gotta win the pawn on my terms. Fatal pin. Take care, Tranquilizer. Levante, we'll see you next Tuesday. Keep your team tranquil. Stay tranquil. This is like utopia. You gotta love the knight endgame with the structure, pawn up. This is not the kind of endgame that Wikipedia really wants. Solid structure in the knight endgame, pawn down, very hard. Although 3 against 2, his drawing chances are still significant. Oh, he just blundered. I don't know, he just sort of rolled over and died there. That's weird. He must not be fully awake yet. I completely understand. Gotta be careful here. but it should be winning. What am I doing? Now he's got a blockade. Do you have a stalemate? Jesus Christ. He saw that stalemate instantly. Who instantly sees that stalemate. No comment on that. Priorities are all wrong for my opponent here. But I made my case before. He doesn't listen. Alright, this guy has to go. Alright. I blew it. Thanks, Bob. That's why we need you around here. Stating the obvious. Once I drew an endgame like that in an over the board game against a certain grandmaster. Osmir. Truly horrible game, baby chess. Truly horrible. Almost as bad as my 3-2 games yesterday. That's why I don't like playing super fast Blitz. It's amazing how the 5-3 even degenerated into that. Normally I would win. But you tired me out there. Sort of systematically tired me out. The stress of the whole process was too much. Again, you know, another example of a player who's good defensively because his openings are bad. Wikipoo is playing well in the endgame because he doesn't have good openings. And that's not a bad thing for a young player. Later he can become a grandmaster and study endgames. But the priority should be on other stuff. Technique, middle game, strategic stuff. Maybe now he's at the point where he can really start learning openings better. But his defensive ability was pretty good there. Several times, like, you saved the game once and then you threw it away again. You know. You should have drawn the game earlier without going into that night end game. No longer afraid of the dragon. Who's afraid of the dragon? Zen chess. Man, that's like I don't know. I'm afraid of playing the dragon at my level. Playing black is something to be afraid of. I lost to Attila Turzo trying to play the dragon once. So Asmir's the main line, c3 Sicilian. And Vital Levente just left us. But he doesn't play this line. This line isn't... Actually, this isn't right. He did something wrong. Didn't you? Now I'm confused. Now I'm completely confused. Who did something wrong here? Maybe I did something wrong. Strange. I guess I did something wrong, finally. So e4, pawn takes pawn, queen takes queen, check. What's this? Wow, I have no idea what this is. The Twilight Zone meets the c3 Sicilian. I'm terrified of playing the dragon Zen chess. 3 pawns versus 2 pawns in a knight in game? I don't know. I guess it all depends. I guess it's a theoretical draw, Radagast, but I see a lot of strong players lose that kind of position. Even 2700s. You have to be like literally playing like a computer. Very easy to lose. The practical winning chances are excellent, even if theoretically it's a draw. So I don't know how this happened. What is this? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I took on c3. Am I supposed to take here first? I think I made the mistake. It's an unusual variation, though. This is very creepy now. I guess I'm just worse. Whew. Serious mistake. Black is on the edge of defeat. This is a constant problem in the c3 Sicilian. If you have a knight on c6 and you let white play d5. I can play e6 or play de right away, but this is a mistake. Now I'm worse. We got a serious problem here. Is it better to play knight a5? I mean, this might even be like basically strategically lost for black at this point. Basically strategically lost. Wow. One little move order mistake. I rarely play this order of moves, but I have to play pawn takes pawn first. That's like an endgame line that's harmless for me. Now Asmir's is strategically winning. There are several good moves here, it looks like. That's one of them. Congratulations. You found one of them. We're in a lot of trouble. This gives my king a place to move to. Very safe position for black here. Everything's okay. Sloth Blitz. So don't ever do this. Screwed. Okay, I've never had this position on the board in my life, but once he plays like d5, I'm close to done. Big problem. See, nobody plays this move order because it's nothing for white. If you play right, like after knight c3, I have to take here. Then he's supposed to play d takes e. Then I exchange knights on c3. Then white exchanges queens on d8 check. And the position is, according to Kasparov, like harmless. It's an old line, but nobody plays that, so I'm not ready for it. And that's what makes things like this dangerous. I like side variations. However, this particular one forcing that endgame, you know, there's not much you can do after that when you get to that endgame. I don't think that the chances are very good of winning for white. Hanging on by a thread with black here. Virtually lost developmentally. Last game against Osmir's wasn't that bad too. How am I supposed to free myself from this living hell? Queen e5? Could it be an opportunity to survive? GP. Everything's fine. I had a dime for every time I messed up on a Sicilian move order. Be able to afford lessons. It's just a miracle I could trade queens. Now white is only just a very tiny bit better. Probably almost nothing. Still, it's not nothing. It feels like it's not nothing, actually. Trading pieces. Which way do I take? Still not nothing. White's better here. This is not funny. Very unpleasant endgame for me. The best my position has been the whole game. Move 23. I'm about to lose on time. In case you haven't noticed, believe what a moron I am. Still a chance for survival. Isn't that a draw a rep? I should be able to claim a draw a repetition there. It's a threefold repetition. I guess threefold repetitions don't count in casual chess. Lichess. That's got to be 3 times. Strange. How is that not a threefold rep? Mr. Coffee's investigating. Now King D7. Don't play that. Alright, I can't click draw anymore. I'm sorry. This is a threefold repetition. Why is it not a threefold repetition? Why is the computer not giving me a draw a repetition there? That's insane. How can it not, like, automatically be a draw a repetition on King D7? What's that about? I'm still, like, on the verge of losing this position. Even after he screwed it up. I'm not sure it's a draw. Yeah, he's actually winning. King A6. King A6 with too many mating threats. I pushed the pawn. Of course. Small details. I pushed the pawn. Small details in the rules. Yeah, it's lost anyway. I was always lost. This is hopeless. Wow. So, what a disaster. Even after the endgame, man. He played an insanely good game. This was the point where I was okay. As I said, the best position in the game. Then I almost lost this position. I got down to 3 seconds here, and I didn't know what to play. Just rook A8. I was afraid of rook A1. Yeah, I'm screwed. I missed rook A1. Very difficult move to see. I mean, obviously I could take the pawn and I'm okay, you know. This is funny. But it's a draw. Nice game by Osmears. Brad the Brown, gonna hold off on that challenge because you already played. And these guys, I've got time for 3 or 4 games against these players who are subscribers to the stream. LVN, I'm not sure. I think you are. I moved the pawn. Then I'm asking for a threefold repetition. Alright. So what do you play? Some sort of crazy gambit here? Ludmila. I can't believe Mr. Gambit plays Knight C3 with white. Wow. You're gonna sack a piece with like knight takes e5? Okay, a3. I know that d5 is a move. I don't really like it. a3 is a side variation. Seems like a solid one. I don't remember what black's supposed to do. I mean, I would think like d6, d4. d6 is okay. If you're gonna play the a3 and the a3, I can play d6. Now I have no choice but to take or play bishop e7 there. It should be a decent sort of Steinitz. A3 is like irrelevant for white. Of course, I wish I hadn't played d6 now, because I could play d5 in one move. We had a game last night in my 3-2 arena against Schieberspieler with some sort of scotch with g6. Same idea. If I lose a move with d5, you lose a move with a3. Another interesting... This is nice to have the retreat back to a2. Steinitz has a game with black where he played like knight a5 in this sort of setup. But you had the retreat back to a2. This, however, doesn't look right for white. You're allowing just knight g4 here. It's like a dragon trick. That can't be right. Knight c6, knight e3, knight d8, knight d1. Black is better. You have knight f7 at the end? So let's say knight c6, knight e3, knight d8, knight d1, knight f7. Rook f7, rook d1. King f8, bishop f7, king f7. I'm down the exchange there. So I guess I just have to take back. Black is a good game though, even here. The a3 obviously, you know, helps the bishop, but in other ways it's not so good. Queen h4. Anybody? Very tempted. Now I'm gonna die. Queen h4. Don't really feel it does anything. Queen h4, h3. Just doesn't really do anything. I mean, it does weaken white's position in some sense. But I don't think there's anything I can do to really take advantage of it directly. Knight e5. Bishop e5 is an interesting move. Bishop e5, f4. That's kind of scary. I just don't see anything here. Knight e5, bishop e2. Looks good for white. Black's active, but unless you're like Nesbedinov or something. Do I have d5? Nothing. I mean, the dark square bishops go off and my attack is at a standstill. It sucks. Knight e5, bishop e2. Maybe f5, f4. Bishop e5, f4, as I said. Feels like there should be something there, but I don't see it. Just nothing there. God. It's even pre-moving. Kurt, welcome. Wasted all my time thinking about something that's not there. It looks like. C'est la vie. Felt like there should be something there, you know? White hasn't really made any mistakes. We'll see if the computer can find anything after the game. I was sort of sad not to be able to play this move, too. It's the second miraculous move he has. Theoretically, he shouldn't trade queens. Another useful tactical resource for White in almost every instance in this game. He has some sort of tactical resource to save himself. Every time I turn around, there's another miraculous resource. That's a surprising move. Wow. Not what you expected. I was half expecting e5 in some moments. Now his knight is blocked by the pawn. I can play f6. Still White's probably better, but the decision to play f5 is sort of debatable. Yeah, I don't really get this move. Black setting up defensive fortress. If he could get into e6 with his knight, that would be a real question. We may see an attempt. It's like perfect positional play by White. He missed the right square with knight d4, but I'm really impressed by White's play. If he plays knight d4, I'm like lost there. Now h4. Knight e5, what? Bishop takes e5. Which position are we talking about? Impressive play by White. I lost one recently. That was a amazing game by LVN as well. I remember that. There was no gambit stuff in this game. Bob, where I come from, yeah, it was like ridiculous. They would start using lawnmowers at 7 a.m. I would get pissed. 9 a.m. should be no questions. Nobody should be able to criticize you for using tools at 9 a.m. That's ridiculous. It doesn't mean they have to like it. I certainly wouldn't like it. What a game by White. Jesus Christ. Faster and stronger than me. Another game I should have lost already. Like against Osmirs. Not sure if you have winning moves here. Oh my god. What? That was weird. I mean, this is like just stealing the game from a lost position. He played a brilliant game until the last literal 10 moves. So this has all been played on lichess. Even in real life? No, just on lichess. Look at the lichess games. Wow. There's like 20 games where this has been played on lichess. Only one with knight g4, which is the best move, of course. I mean, anybody who understands chess, it's unbelievable. 12, 16, 18, 21. I mean, this is the move, you know. First of all, he has this miracle. Knight takes d8, knight takes d1, and knight takes f7. I thought. Doesn't work. Wow. That's crazy. I have knight takes b2. Knight h6 check, double check, king h8, knight f7, and then I win a piece. So I didn't see it. You get lucky there. I played this, and then bishop d4. So my next move was a mistake. Then the second mistake. Queen h4 is a mistake, because I have nothing after h3. Peter still thinks I'm better here, but I'm not sure I believe it. I kind of like white in this position. Apparently bishop h6 holds the f4, and then black's okay. Very, very complicated. I don't know. Yeah, like this engine move, takes, bishop c4. You might be better there. It's a complicated position. Do I have a better move, though? Instead of the stupid queen h4 here? So why can't you just retreat your bishop in this position? What's the big deal? c5, bishop e3. Looks like white is fine. Rook b8, queen c1, or rook b1. I don't really understand why black is better here. I guess it's equal. Alright. Yeah, that was a great game. You were winning. Completely winning. Now after all this beatdown, I gotta play Zen chess. I'm struggling. Leona Kennedy from Zambia. As long as you have 100 games, we'll take the challenge. And Ludmila. Ludmila with 5 gift subs. Maybe 2 was beyond my horizon. In a long game, I would have seen it. But we just don't have enough time to calculate here. You missed knight c5 winning on the spot. You had knight d4, threatening knight c6 and knight e6. I mean, you had a lot of wins. So Zen chess. All excited to play against the Sicilian. Let's just end that now. No Sicilian. We gotta avoid his prep. We gotta really avoid all of his prep. c5 doesn't seem right. Okay, whatever. We'll play... Oops, I almost g5'd him. We'll play the normal thing. Knight c5 in the endgame. I didn't see that. Zen chess is really booked up. He's booked up with his systems. Knows what he's doing here. This was a New in Chess yearbook survey 20 years ago. Zen chess, of course, knows that. Very best line possible for white in this variation. Of course. How often do you play this Zen chess? Do you know this line? Do you get it every day, or? He's playing like Vasily Sikula, like a Ukrainian IM. GM now. How do you know this is the best line for white? Automatically. You've never played this before in your life, and you're playing even G4, the theoretical recommendation. That's ridiculous, guy. There's no way you play G4 intuitively not knowing it's like the main line. Come on. But nobody plays this for black. Who plays this opening for black that you could possibly practice against? I mean, I know maybe one person. And I don't play there. So this opening is totally out of fashion. It's like me trying to play the Blumenfeld. How could you possibly get any practice to play such a variation that nobody plays? That's wild. I don't know how you could possibly be up to date on this. No one in their right mind plays this opening with black. I don't know about bishop h6. I think we're leaving book with that move. What are their names, Zen Chess? See if you can find out. I'm very curious. Oh, okay. He's an old friend of mine. He's an old friend of mine. Larry Tapper. National Master. He was playing this before I was. He had a game that actually mildly inspired me to play this opening years ago. Larry's a good guy. I was going to say there's not too many people that play this. It's true. I mean, one of the reasons why I quit playing this opening is exactly what's happening here. If the 2100 player, in this case Zen Chess, knows exactly how to play against this opening, then you simply can't play it anymore. That's the point we reached. Where the entire value of this opening is based on surprise value. If an average, candidate master 2200 knows exactly what to do with white, it ceases to be a valid opening. Period. End of story. That's why I stopped playing this. It's one thing if grandmasters can punish your openings, but if just, every other 2100 can just refute it, it's over, trying to do something fun. This is kind of beyond scary now. I have no idea what I'm doing here. King is unsafe. Queen d6, he's already got. Maybe I have c5 on queen d6, seriously? This could get crazy. I'm sitting there staring at this position for like 3 minutes. Queen d4 c5. Knight f7 check? I mean, what's he gonna do? f4 is clearly possible. But again, I'd rather just bang my head on a brick wall than play prepared opponents with a bad opening. Very bad choice. Yeah, I'd like you to figure out the other one for me, Zen Chess, because I have a clue who it might be. A person who I don't like very much. And it's not one of Bob's friends. No Bob. I don't think so. Another person I know, but not necessarily. Maybe somebody else took this opening up. It's funny that you played as Stigmatist. It's funny that he's still playing this crap. Though I didn't know he played this line, actually. He used to play bishop g4, like me. But this is new to me. Bishop h6, your move there. Theory was knight g5 in this position. Or maybe castles. Either queenside castles or knight g5. He's thinking about cutting his grass. I don't know. Knight's hanging. Losing a knight, Bob. How do you feel about losing a knight? Well, I don't see a choice. He has another move that I didn't see till it was too late. But it's ridiculously complicated. This is just like... comedy. Comedy Central. Awesome position. But I feel like Zen Chess is focusing more on trying to be artistic. Maybe he didn't have a choice though. I thought he could have played f4 instead of playing, you know, knight b5. Bob, did you see that? You said, what does white have to think about? Did you see knight b5? Or were you going to play f4 or some other move? I only saw knight b5 right about the time when Bob said, what does he have to think about? Alright, I don't know. It's too much for me. This is just too much for me. Sorry. I can't play chess like this. This is like absurd. Who plays chess like this? I feel like he sort of copped out there. He released all the tension from the position now. It's a totally normal position. Standard. Everyday run-of-the-mill situation. You're sick puppies in chess. Play chess like this. That was one of the weirdest games I've ever played. Alright. So, he lied and pretended he didn't know the line. But this is critical. And that's actually the main line. Wow. At least on lichess it is. If we go to reality, over the board chess, it's not the main line. Is that because like half of the games played by Zen Chess are in the database here, or? Look how strange this is. In real over-the-board chess, castles is the main line. But in lichess, is that because people are like using computers to play their games or something? Bishop h6 is the #1 move. So what percentage of these are engines? There are bots included in the database. Bishop h6 is the best move according to the lichess stockfish. But in actual master play, castle's queenside is the main line. So that's disturbing, huh? I mean, I'm still back in 2004. In fact, it was 2004-2005 that my game of Sikula was played. We had the same game as Udas and Kamsky. It was the same year. It's just a compulsive move. Well, it's a natural move. You know, it is a natural move. But I knew the theory because of an article in New and Chess Yearbook years ago, like 2002 or something. I mean, yeah, but I was surprised when he played this instantly, because in real world, that's not the main line. Oh, you played him at his house. I can't imagine Udason's house. He really needs to clean his house, though. He's a great guy. We all need something. Nobody's perfect, Ludmilla. Yeah, I'm sure he was happy to have you over. He's a very social being. Good to have people like Udasin in the world. It's not all bad. But, I didn't realize this was the main move according to the engine. Castle's queenside. Because sometimes the bishop can go here, you know, or even exchange itself. So bishop h6, what did I do? So I played e4. This is a theoretical novelty. Well, in real world, in the online virtual world, e4 is the second main line. Rabbits on the floor? Are they for food? No. That's funny. He must be a bachelor. Bishop g7, king g7, and now knight e5. So this is a mistake. Let's see how much Zen Chess used. Wow, he used 3 seconds on this move. So knight e5, leaving virtual theory. You're supposed to play knight d4. I'll never play this again. I promise. Wow, look what he finds here. No, I like the f4. Why is that bad? It's that bad. Because of g3. It's so bad the computer recommends sacrificing a piece. I would be terrified here with black. Honestly. Terrified that I'm losing by force. But the engine says I'm winning. Oh, Zen Chess came up with this. Knight b5. This position is unbelievable. But I blundered now. Because I only saw queen f6, g5, I guess. Which I'm not sure why that's bad. I panicked. So Zen Chess like bluffed me here. What about queen f6, queen c3? Knight a4, g5. This isn't too complicated. It's like connect 6 on the long diagonal with mutual threats. Standard position. Totally normal. Absolutely easy to understand what's going on here. Nothing irrational about this position at all. But I did not see queen b8. I have to confess. This move eluded me. That would have changed everything, Zen Chess. That pretty much forces queen c3, I would think. Now I have the devastating knight a4 again. Wow. Then you probably have to go here. I take your knight, you take mine. And I'm just dominating the center. Damn. That was funny. The final position after, like, whatever, cd4 here is an awesome one. This is just awesome. This is the definition of no one knows what the hell is going on in a chess position. This is like, they should troll people by putting this in like the lichess problem. Put this in the lichess problem feature, you know, and tell people like either side is to win, just to troll them and make them crazy. Find the best move here. People are going crazy for like 3 days. It's equality. 0.00. An obvious 0.00 position. Everybody knows that. But I wanted to play for active king. After that, he's got a slate pull with f4. And I couldn't resist g5. So g5, do you have pawn takes f5? Is that the problem here? Yeah. You missed this. You missed this with the knight check on g4. This is problematic. I was even considering this like insane move h5 here. That just loses out hand. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, this would have been better for you. So the g5 was no good. I almost played h6, but my flag was hanging. That's also passive. So apparently, I have to take here en passant, which I don't know why. I didn't like destroying my beautiful pawns. Anyway, guys, very, very fun game. I've got time for another game or two. But only one or two. That was fun, man. Zen Chess, you didn't disappoint. Say hi to Astigmatist, if you see him. On the old internet chess club. Ludmila. He's been hanging out with Udazin, which, that's scary. Say hi to Leonid for me. We're very jovial. I like Udazin. All right. Gets a Sicilian. Got something for you. So, say hi to Konstantin Maslak for me on the ICC. Ask him if he's still playing poker. There's one of my former students who went over to the dark side. I'm just kind of curious if he's still playing it. He's like evil. Alright. Bishop c4. Sometimes they go against the force. I think I might have showed this to Ludmila. Queen e2, I guess not. So what's this about, Queen e2? Bishop d7, Queen e2. Haha, I can't play Bishop g4. Queen e2 makes sense. Okay. There's no pressure on d6, though. I need to get out of here. Soon. Monsoon. Play e5. Please. I admit that Bishop d7 isn't a big deal. Just a move to get out of book. Confuse those wily bandana people. Ponda had to give up his bandana. Someone needed to use the bathrobe. Bishop f4. Well, yeah, I guess we ought to consider the ugly e5 now. I don't really like it. Consider all your options. g6. Knight h5. e6. e6, knight b5. e6, knight b5. Jim, are you with us? e6, knight b5, queen a5 check. I'm getting a little bit creeped out here. I might have to play e5. But I think that Ludmilla has almost refuted my bishop d7 move. It just doesn't seem to be very useful here. Like, what if I played g6? Is he really going to play e5? Takes, knight takes, bishop g7. Looks kind of survivable. But you're cutting it close there. e5, bishop g5, obviously. Bishop e7. Bishop d7 is utterly useless in that sort of position. It's almost like I should play bishop g4 a tempo down. Unbelievable. What if I do that? Tempo down? Can't be right. But I'm desperate. This can't be right. I'm a tempo down. But I'm desperate. Damn it. g6 I didn't like. e6 I didn't like. e5 I didn't like. Didn't like any of the moves there. Just don't try to play knight d4. Because then you walk into the old, like, bishop f7, king f7, queen c4 check trick. Not sure if that even works, actually. Ludmilla. No. She's obviously a student of Udasin. We're just casual friends, Bob. I'm not trying to block you or anything. I think she's single. Don't stress. Student of Udasin. She's studying rabbit husbandry with Leonid. Bunny husbandry. Dragulyub M and S. Faramar. So it looks like the dark side guy isn't in there. Gotta keep track. Keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. Isn't that the same? Something like that? I gave Ludmilla a tempo. I omitted my normal a6 move. So I don't know those guys. One is some sort of Serbian, and S. Faramar, I don't know. Sorry for them. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. So Queen a5, Queen b6, Queen b8. I like to play Queen b8. I love to put my bishop and queen, his bishop and my queen on the same diagonal. It's a good time. Zen Chess have done that to reveal the identities of chess players. Bob isn't a real name either. Bob, fake, signed full character. Bob's name isn't really Bob, everyone. No one knew that. We all thought your real name was Bob Sacamano. Master Chess Dojo. Thanks for subscribing with Twitch Prime. I don't think Bob's even Italian. It's probably like Irish or something. I know your real name? Do I? How can I possibly know your real name for sure? I only know like these like other fake identities. There's no way I could know your real name with any certainty, Bob. Alright. Cover your tracks too well for that. Bob has a lot of aliases, probably. Alias Bob. Alright, so Ludmilla's going straight down the path of the cormorant last time. This is the one thing that never works for white. Never ever give your bishop on e5 and let me have those doubled pawns. My score against this setup, my score in this formation is like 127-1. Once you allow this, your Mora Gambit is basically dead in the water. It's a washed up Portuguese man of war. Black has all the fun. Opposite colored bishops favor the dark square bishop. I had literally the same position against Cormoran last week. This is just very, very unpleasant for white. Bob Isaac. John MacArthur. Whoa. Are you serious? Wow. Long time no see, man. Thanks for subscribing. John goes way back. I think I saw you on Facebook or something, but I don't really use it much. I'm not really a Facebook person. Let's try rook a7. He's swinging over to the queen side, though. This is a good move. Dangerous, you know. Chessmaster Dojo is a Twitch. Oh, he has Twitch Prime. He's not a sub. Alright, whatever. Twitch Prime, sub. You're right. I don't care. He's an old friend. He doesn't have to be a sub. So, h4. It's cool to meet people that I haven't seen in years. Bob just gifted a tier 1 sub to Master Chess Dojo. That's awesome, Bob. Give that man a sub. So I've previously attempted to play things like knight h7. This is a little creepy. Ludmilla's got a little too much counterplay here than I normally like to give. I got an emote thanks to Govan Kurt subscription. Thanks, Govan Kurt. He's a local here. We have friends on all sides. The Goofeld. Big Eddie. Beat Big Eddie with Queen E8 in the Sicilian. Not a standard maneuver in the black, on the black side of the Sicilian. Oh no. Stay away from my stuff. That's not gonna cut it. Alright, Ludmilla lost their mind. Too much time with Udasin's pet rabbits. I think, for Ludmilla. Yeah, no, white went wrong. But I screwed up here. It's good to see. John, thank you guys for the support. Govan Kerr for subscribing. 5 gift subs. Master Chess Dojo. Where have you been for the last 20 years? Alright. Queen C7. Wow. That's not going to work. Okay, guys, I got to go soon. We got time for one more game. FIDE Trainer. Any last game? I'm glad that you stopped by, man. Everybody's streaming. You love torturing. We all hate the Smith-Morra. I'm like a. I hate the Smith-Morra and the London system. Those are the two openings that I pick on the most. I'm here to refute the London system and the Smith-Morra. That's my biggest pleasure in life. It's hard to love the Sicilian and not hate the Smith-Morra. Yeah, Anand playing 2 knight f6. I know that there is there is something weird about the Smith-Morra though. It's basically like kind of a dubious gambit, and by playing knight f6 you're forcing those gambiteers to play the c3 Sicilian, which I never really got. It seems like the c3 Sicilian is this kind of solid, safe, sort of line. Like it's like the two things don't go together. The c3 Sicilian and the Morra are stylistically not opposites, but pretty far apart. And I guess Anand's thinking, well, we'll make this gambit maniac, just play like a c3 Sicilian. I guess it's not stupid, but yeah, I think the pawn needs to be captured. The one thing you shouldn't do is like feed the pawn back with d3. I guess that's just like slightly better for white. When I was younger, I thought that was a reasonable way of playing, but I think that white has a good Marazzi, after d3, so that should probably be avoided. These are the things that run through Bob's mind every day. Just makes you wanna live to see another day. That thought, Bob. Smells good. Post-tennis odor. But anyway, I think I had this with Ivan Farago. Ivan Nojmester. Draw. You could probably sack a pawn here with Bob Sakaponda. Shall we try it just for fun? Nah, this isn't sound. Too much respect for DK guy. And knight a3 might be a gambit as well. This is where you just like play 20 moves and offer a draw against the old grandmaster. Thanks guys for the gift subs today. Ludmilla, Bob. Ludmilla, did you gift 1 tier 5 sub or 5 tier 1 subs? I had the belt from the robe for Panda's headband, but we got kind of bored of that. Speaking of dojo, Chessmaster, Panda was doing the Kung Fu Panda with the belt from Esserman's robe. But it got a little old, so we're going to let that die. I got to get some wristbands. Actually, we have a strong player here in Hungary who's a friend of mine, Grandmaster Vargas Zoli, and he likes those. He plays tennis too, and he's not a semi-pro like some people, but Zoli he's partial to the wristbands, those fuzzy wristbands, and sometimes you'll catch him wearing them at the chessboard. But I had the fuzzy wristbands when I was like 8 years old. It was totally in style, even if you didn't play tennis back in the 80s. Do you remember that, Master Chess Dojo? The fuzzy tennis wristbands trend in the early 80s. Zoli Vargas he'll still bust those. He'll still bust those out. Not afraid to bust them out of the chessboard. Maybe 79. Yeah, you could be right, Bob. That would mean that I wasn't born yet, because technically I'm still 39. Alright, so DK Guy is doing his best. Farago, Ivan, imitation here. White has nothing, of course. The Réti is nothing. The Catalan would be a better try. But I'm convinced about the Réti that there's no hope of getting anything. This is where I would carefully like shuffle my pieces around for 15 moves and offer a draw. If we're playing with Ivan. Maybe trading some pieces here. Draw. When you arrived. 1979. I didn't get into chess till 84. My first unrated tournament. And it's possible that Master Dojo was even before me. But I'm not revealing anybody's age here. I'm still 39. We're all 39. We're the same exact age. That's weird. It's weird how that works. Alright, so DK Guy is tough. But I can consider A4 maybe. Do we want to give him the B4 square? My intuition is to be very careful about this. A3 or A4. It's the right color. But I give him a big square there. Dubious. I don't believe Zen chess can be 40. Nice of him to make me feel better by saying so. So what are we doing? Our queen is buried here. Oof. This doesn't look good. Our bishop will get trapped. Does it have to get trapped though? We could put it on C3. I hope I don't fall for some sort of tactic here. The idea is to open the A file, so I'm not without any kind of active counterplay. That's why I played A4. If I don't play A4, then I don't seem to have any sort of counterplay. But just don't play the Réti. That's my... And also don't play the Knight F6 game, maybe. I play a lot of bad stuff. The Réti is hopeless. Play the Catalan. At least there's a chance to get a slight edge. Guys, I gotta go after this. I'll be back on Sunday with this sort of weekly simul. Sloth Blitz is over. So I just hope my bishop doesn't get trapped here. I'm certainly not taking, by the way. I hope he didn't concern himself with that as a threat. I mean, if you take on B4, like White's in a lot of danger because of the C3 outpost, it would be a vast wasteland after that. I will gladly give you that bishop for a knight, sir. Now we've got to recalibrate our plans. Bishop a5 may never leave. It's a Bishop Roach motel. So is black better? Simply equal? What do you think? The knight is strong. Igor Polivoidian. I remember I played already where I played e4. It was like the 1991 World Open, and he went knight to b8 to d4. Botvinnik. So the a file though, it's a little like an accelerated dragon here. I can play even rook a5. Rook a5, knight c3, no problem. Got the file. See, this is the point. This is why I played a4. He's got a5 winning a piece immediately. Duh. b4, I mean. Almost fell for it. Unbelievable. I'm that dumb that I almost played rook a5. Now we're all set. We got it. Oh, he's got bishop d8. That's fine. Okay, play your bishop d8. I like to give my opponents fair warning about their good moves. He's got all the squares covered on that A file, anti-A file. When I control an A file, now knight c7, locking it down. Knight a8. We got b4. Dangerous. Knight a8. Emery Tate. We all miss Emery Tate. It's not. Life is not as interesting. Knight a8, triple exclaim. And I don't have a plan. I give up. DK guy would never put his guy on a8. You want to draw? This is equal. I mean, it's sort of lame to agree to a draw this way, but I gotta go. So anyway, I don't have any advantage, and DK guy is very solid, so I'm probably not gonna win. The engine says black is better, so there you go. F5 is possible. Whoops. Anyway, it was nice drawing you. Not a very successful opening there by white. Again, as I said, don't play the ready. It sucks. I will see you guys later. So Sunday, 6:30 CEST on Sunday. Thanks for the gift subs and subscribers. Good to see Master Chess Dojo after a long time. I will see you guys on Sunday from the stuffed animals and myself. Remember to keep it slow. Sloth. Bye-bye, guys. See you Sunday. Bye-bye.